get started on the film, what did you think to Flux in the end?
Are you asking me or Phil?
You, I know Phil.
Me? Yeah, very mixed. Not as bad as some people are making out, but I think as an overall idea, it didn't really come together. But it does have my favourite Chibnall / Jodie episode, and at least 2 out of the 6 episodes are like top notch great.
What was your favourite Jodie?
Village of the Angels. I love that.
Same.
Yeah.
That's like the only episode of this era I'd give a 10 out of 10 to so far. I loved Village. It was amazing.
Yeah, it's replaced all of my top episodes from this era, which, I mean, there's a handful, but yeah, I love that. And I thought War of the Sontarans was...
Yeah, that one was also really fucking good. War of the Sontarans was really great.
But yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so like, I thought Halloween Apocalypse was fine. I enjoyed Halloween Apocalypse, like average, like 7. It was fine. Decent setup. I thought War of the Sontarans was great. Loved that. Once Upon a Time was okay, but a little bit of a mess. I was like, oh, okay, right, sure. But at least
there was a lot going on in that episode.
Yeah, a lot going on and not much payoff. But like, at least we got the Ruth Doctor, which was nice. Then we had Village, which is the best episode of the era for me. Absolutely. Yeah. It was amazing. What I like about Village of the Angels as well is you can kind of take it as a standalone as well. It doesn't have to necessarily be...
I was just going to say that, it strikes me that both War of the Sontarans and Village of the Angels would have worked perfectly in any series. So it's kind of like you can't judge Flux for having those 2 episodes because they would have been fine anywhere. They kind of are standalone. So.
I'm just so happy that the Weeping Angels worked outside of Moffat writing them. And I reckon a lot of that's down to Maxine Alderton, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, probably.
By the sounds of it, I think she wrote most of the Angels stuff and then Chibnall wrote...
Yeah, I have a feeling she wrote the Angel story as a standalone and Chibnall just basically inserted the Flux stuff into it. So,
I reckon they had that script planned for a longer series and then when they had to cut it down for COVID, he, just... edited it to fit.
I think there's a lot of that because there does seem like a lot of stuff that happens off screen or a lot of things that aren't really well explained or things that just happen really quickly, and it seems like
like the whole the thing being taken out of time, why was it not put back and all that. But either way, it was still like a brilliant episode, best episode of the era. Survivors of the Flux was very filler. That's the main thing I took away from it. It was just filler.
Was. It's completely pointless. When you've only got 6 episodes as well, and he wasted so much time, and I know people are defending the whole come and get your human graffiti type thing. It's like, oh, it was just a joke. But it's a terrible joke, and it takes up a huge amount of the episode and goes nowhere. So what's the point?
It literally didn't even go anywhere because Carvinister couldn't even come and get them.
Yeah, I was like, I can't time travel. Oh, that's hilarious.
What was I going to say? I will say it was nice to get a little bit of setup for the Grand Serpent, but then he did nothing in the finale, so it was kind of like, okay, why was he there? Which is a shame because I love Craig Parkinson as an actor.
Yeah, that character didn't need to be there.
I don't think you've watched Line of Duty yet, but he's in Line of Duty and he's amazing in it.
No, but I did like him in Misfits as one of the many sort of, what is it they call it, like social workers or whatever that gets immediately killed.
I can't remember.
Oh, how dare you!
I've not really seen that many episodes of Misfits, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, you should watch it all, it's great.
And then I did like the stuff with Tecteon, I will say. I thought that was fine.
It didn't make any sense to me though.
I kind of got it. Basically the idea was that the Doctor got away and they realised that she'd kind of revealed too much, so they decided, right, fuck it, we're just gonna destroy this universe and move into another one.
I'm with all that, but did you see there was something going around on Twitter that was like, this is why I hated the episode and it completely falls apart? And it really does, because if you watch the whole thing, in Once Upon Time, when she first sees Tecteon, then Tecteon says, oh, and don't try to find this place, by the way, don't even do that. Then in, I think it's The Vanquishers or whatever, maybe Survivors of the Flux, when she gets there, it's like, and that's why I had you brought here. What? You don't even know your own character's motivations at this point. You contradicted herself. You know what I mean?
Oh god, that's going to annoy me on a rewatch, I know.
It really did. Yeah.
So, The Vanquishers, right? I know that this episode was divisive, but for the most part, I thought it was fine. Like, yes, there was a lot of filler. as much as I love her, Kate didn't need to be there. The Grand Serpent guy didn't need to be there. Belle and Vinda just ended up being completely pointless by the end.
I'm kind of fine with that because I like that everybody thought they were going to be like the Doctor's parents or something huge. And in the end,
I didn't think they were going to be the Doctor's parents, but I thought they were going to be something a little bit more important than just, oh, okay, they really are just a couple looking for
I think they work as a little human sort of story to the idea of the concept of the Flux, considering that Chibnall doesn't care about like 90% of the universe being destroyed. At least we have something to focus on.
That's the main defense I saw online, which does make sense. It just had a bit of a human angle and sort of gives you an idea of how it's affecting everywhere else. Yeah. I think I said this on Twitter and I think you liked it, but I thought the solution, having Passenger absorb the rest of the Flux, was genius.
Yeah,
that was way smarter than I expected Chibnall to do. Like that was really having said that, after Revolution of the Daleks and his genius solution of using the spare TARDIS, I should have really known that he could.
But everybody complained about that, just like they're all complaining about, the Doctor's just now privy to like 3 genocides, and I was like, yeah, of the bad guys, what are we upset about?
Also, she didn't fucking plan the genocides, the Sontarans did.
Exactly, and have these people not seen Remembrance of the Daleks when he blew up Scarl?
And how exactly did they expect her to stop it? Because she needed the Flux to absorb them to shrink down enough for passengers to be able to take it.
Exactly, yeah. But they're like, it's just not on. Yeah.
So to me, all of that made sense. And because that stuff made sense, I was fine with it for the most part. The only part I didn't like was that Swarm and Azure deserved way better than they got in the end.
I don't understand their function in the story either. And the thing that really pissed me off was just not explaining anything at the end of it. Like I said, it seems like 90% of the universe is gone and they're all celebrating like they've done something great. And I'm like, consequences, please?
I don't know if you saw this on Twitter, but people are saying that apparently it was implied that because Swarm and Azure had organised the Flux to basically rewind and start all over again, that basically... It would have rewound.
It doesn't fit the logic, though, because they said they had to first get to the planet time, which was the final point, and they hadn't got the Flux there in the first place, so it hadn't completed its first rotation or whatever. So that's clearly nonsense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it bugs me. And I literally said this on Twitter when someone tweeted it. I was like, I swear to God, if Chibnall's solution for the destruction of the universe is that it was fixed off screen, I'm going to be furious.
I also don't, as much as I like the whole passenger idea, I don't like the concept that the Flux can tear through whole planets and stuff with no problem, but then a couple of alien armies is like, it's too much matter, it'll slow it down. It should be slowed right down by every planet, shouldn't
it? In all fairness, I thought she organised the Ood to shrink it as much as it could.
As much as he could, yeah, but then that makes the whole, matter and antimatter collision.
I will say, the 2 good things that came out of Survivors of the Flux is, 1, we got more Jericho, which is good because he was a great character.
He was
I liked him a lot. And 2, it gave me my favourite comedy line of the entire series, possibly of the entire era, which was, I'm great at pulling rabbits out of hats. I have no rabbits. I have no hats. I think I had to pause. Phil, did I pause and rewind that? I can't remember.
You did a couple of times.
It made me laugh so much. Just this Ood just saying, just matter of factly, I have no rabbits. It really made me laugh.
I really thought you were going to say that your favourite line was chocolate.
That was all right. I think the best Sontaran line was also, I wanted to ride a horse. That was good.
No, my favourite line is definitely, and we extend our hand of alliance to all of our enemies, except Rutans, who remain hideous scum.
I pointed that out, and Phil went, what did they say about the Rutans? And I was like, that they're hideous scum, basically.
Of course they did, yeah. Anyway.
Anyways, that's enough about that too. Overall, I thought it was Chibnall's best series, even if it wasn't as great as I'd hoped it was going to be.
Yeah, no, it's Series 12, I think, for me, is still better.
That's fair.
I don't know. It's better than Series 11, but then there's more of Series 11.
I think the thing is, there's no episode of Flux that I actively disliked, whereas Series 11 and 12 has episodes that I just don't like.
That's fair.
That's Series 11 has, 4 episodes that I just do not care for at all. Ghost Monument, Arachnid. I say that, Arachnid's in the UK. It's shit, but it's like... It's, for me at least, it's so shit that it's actually kind of fun.
I'm like that with the Saranga conundrum. I fully acknowledge it's complete. I hate that episode.
I
love it.
That's the worst episode of Doctor Who for me. I hate it
Oh,
so
what?
much. And then Battle of Ranskorav is shit.
Yeah, that's dreadful. It
It's
takes you away
so
pretty bad.
bad.
So.
And then Series 12 had less episodes I didn't like, but it did have... it had Spyfall Part 2, which disappointed me, because Part 1 was so good.
I like Part 2 of Spyfall. I think I'm the only one that does.
I don't. And also, I don't hate it as much as other people do, but I do recognise that Orphan 55 is not good.
Yeah, it's not as bad as some people make out, though. I think it's got a really bad reputation, but when you watch it back, it's average at worst, I think. It's not like the worst thing ever.
Oh yeah, I'd still watch it happily over any of those episodes of Series 11 I mentioned that I didn't like.
I'd watch it over Praxeus, because at least it's not boring like that episode is.
Oh, see, the main thing I got out of Praxis is that we actually had good LGBT representation who survived.
That's true. That's very good, yeah.
Because Chibnall has a habit of introducing gay characters who die off within minutes of us knowing that they're like. Wasn't there a guy in? I think it was Resolution, where the Dalek turns up on the girl's back and he's like, I'm going to my boyfriend's for dinner or something, and then the Dalek immediately kills him. And I'm like, yeah, because that's good representation. Just kill him straight away.
Bury your gays quickly.
Kill them all. Phil, shouldn't we kill all the gays, Phil?
We'll start with you.
I knew you were going to say that.